On the second day of our 2-day visit to Fiji, we hired a driver who had been hanging about at the front of our hotel to take us on a short trip up the coast to what he called the first village. Now this is Arun Pillai, and he's going to drive us to, what's the name of this village?
Bisesi village, Bisesi village.
Means the first?
The first village where the Fijians, they came and landed on this island.
Right.
They are on this island, and they scattered all over Fiji.
I asked where these people came from.
They don't know.
I should think they might have done DNA testing.
Yeah, that's the only way.
That could maybe determine where they came from.
Yeah.
And they came by boat.
They lived in the boat, in the canoe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Arun was driving a leased Prius, a very popular car in Fiji, and he identified himself as Indian.
He came from south of India, Chennai.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very hot.
Yeah.
So he was right at home here. I asked Arun if he could identify the different ethnic groups on the island. You can?
I can.
Okay.
Even I can say one Indian lady is coming and a Muslim lady is coming together. I can say she's the Indian woman, she's the Muslim
I could
woman.
not get him to understand that I was asking him to distinguish physiological, not sartorial distinctions.
Indian married woman, when she come, you can see there will be a red spot on the forehead.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
oh
yes.
yeah.
Oh, yes.
That means she's the Indian woman and she's already married.
Yes.
You know?
Oh, yes.
And if a Muslim woman is coming, you're gonna see the veil on the head.
Yes.
That means she's the Muslim woman. You know?
Yeah, but see what I'm saying is, if you did not see the clothing,
Yeah.
if you just saw their face,
You
Yeah.
just said that, David.
could you still tell? I mean, is there a difference in the shape
Indian
of...
woman has the dot on the
No, I'm not talking about a dot. I mean, is there a difference in the shape of the face or in the color of the skin?
But like if you you say like that, maybe they are schooling. So two school girls coming, you know, and you want to say which one is Muslim, which one is Indian.
Yes.
That's the only way you can, by listening to this, the what they speak. If not, the wearing of the cloth.
Okay.
Okay, so in other words, they do look a lot alike,
Yeah.
except for, and also the Polynesians, the people who live here, the Fijians.
Yeah,
Fijians, and they look like pretty close to the same too.
Yeah, they're getting close now because they're getting intermarriages.
Yes,
And, they're
yes.
changing themselves. Most of the Fijian girls, they don't want the frizzy hair. They're straightening their hair.
Oh yeah. Actually, Joanne and I thought we could pretty easily distinguish the native Melanesians from others, partly by their facial features and partly by the distinctive pattern of their hair. As we continue up the coast, Arun talks about developers hiring Polynesians to work on their projects.
They get the employees from Fiji.
Okay.
Working
so
people.
these jobs.
Yeah.
These jobs.
So,
Yes.
so do you pay income taxes?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's where where this investment comes from, tax
Yeah.
money.
Yes.
But Arun doesn't seem convinced of that, does he? The internet identified foreign investments, primarily Chinese. Look at here, actual stoplights, a very rare encounter in Fiji.
Yeah.
We drove along maybe 5 or 6 kilometers to a ridge called the Sleeping Giant, to a high point in the road which offered a view where
You can see most of the Mamunuda islands of Fiji, like Plantation Resort and the Mana Resort, and another one is there, Esauers and all others,
I have a hard time seeing those islands way off there on the horizon, but it's a pleasant view of the river. Looking up the names of the islands on Google Maps for this video, I discovered Arun was giving us the names of the resorts on the island, not the islands themselves. Of course, with all the ethnicities mixed on this island, it's tough to disentangle the mix of place names. Had we the time and the budget for it, we would have visited one of these offshore islands and found a pristine beach like this, pictured on the internet, instead of the rather unprepossessing gray beaches of the main island. In a few minutes, we arrived at our destination, Visaisi, the first village.
Village name is Visaisi village, where the first Fijians came to this island on a canoe, and they just got off here on this land. Then after they were scattered all over Fiji.
Reminds me of the Bahamas. And as with any tourist venue in the entire world, there are vendors. This is set up like a flea market, and individual owners sell their merchandise at their individual tables at this central site. Arun, the smooth operator, had us tag along with a tour group taking advantage of the docent's lecture without paying. We paid. Originally cannibals, the Fijians were Christianized by Methodist missionaries.
That is the Methodist church. It's like one circuit. This village is connected to 6 other villages to make a district.
The docent tells us how the pastor uses drums as a church bell.
To call people for the community, to communicate with the community, church bells, different rhythm, different meanings. When it is a wedding, it's a fast one, which means happy, joy. When it is a funeral, it's a slow one, which means sad and mourn. So the priest or the pastor has to know each and every little thing that's going on through the family.
I got the idea that the chief was an autocratic ruler, both in temporal and spiritual affairs. This is the chief's house, built in the traditional fashion, raised on a stone platform and roofed with a high ridgepole, for nothing in the village should stand higher than either the chief or his house. This is his new house. But with power comes problems and responsibilities.
The wife can be died like first wife, second wife. He can have lots of wives till death. Not alive. They'll be fighting, be quarreling around, because the community doesn't want the boss to be having trouble.
No.
Because it will come down to the community.
The capacious church, a replacement for a structure destroyed in a hurricane, holds a large congregation, and it's packed with native Fijians on every worship day. Services are conducted in the Fijians' native language. Men and boys sit on one side, women and girls on the other. Anyone wishing to sing in the choir is free to wander up here to the transept and join the group. All Fijians are natural musicians. Auditions and rehearsal are not required.
Rural, and we have a town that is very touristy.
And so we come to an early afternoon end to our very brief, very superficial, very commercial introduction to life in Fiji. So we finish our tour. And shorter than our guide would like, I'm sure, but it's just fine for us.
Ready for the ocean.
Ready for the ocean.